What is going on? You know what, let me take these off because it's just rude. So today's video is all about the real reason why people get fat. And I wanted to do a vlog on this whole thing and kind of show you a day in the life, but I'm gonna save that for another video. I wanted to address this topic because there's so many like misconceptions out there about why do we actually get fat? Like, why do people walk around overweight? How do they go from being like an athlete in high school in good shape to being like 40, 50 pounds overweight a decade later? Like, how does that actually happen? I want to give you some clarity like on how you can prevent it, but if you are feeling like you're overweight, or if you are overweight, how you can address it right away and get back to a healthy place. So before we jump into the video, I just want to give you guys a quick update on my prep for the True Spartan Trail Race coming up at the end of August. Not gonna mince words here. I've had a little bit of a setback. Now, when I say setback, I don't mean like the race is off or anything like that. I just noticed that I've had some flaws in my running form, okay? I'm gonna link to a video right here. After taking a look at my running form and sending it off to a couple people, that video that I shot of me running and the form and whatnot wasn't the greatest video. Like I probably wasn't running the exact way I normally run, but I noticed a few major issues with my form. One of which is a heel strike, right? My heel is hitting the ground first before the middle and ball part of my foot, which has caused some issues. I'm not gonna lie. It's caused some knee soreness. It's caused some shin splints to kind of show up at an untimely place, right? Like kind of not a good time at the beginning of training when I'm getting back into things to experience stuff like that. The second thing is, I think I'm getting a little bit of overuse symptoms, the shin splints being one of them, because I jumped back into running not at a really high level after being off for a while, but a little bit probably too fast. I probably should have scaled up a little bit slower. So what I'm doing is I'm going down to Newport News, Virginia here in a few days, and I'm going to jump into a running instructional class with a guy named Yancey. So his name is Yancey Culp, and he's one of the go-to guys for Spartan race prep. He's also a running coach, and I want to go jump into an instructional class that he's hosting down in Newport News. So I'm going to drive down there and I'm going to get him to fix my running form, and then I'm gonna get back into the swing of things once that's done. It might take some time to get the form fixed, but it's better to do it now than have to deal with injuries all the way up to the race. Gonna get that squared away, and then I'll keep you guys updated on the race prep. So why do people get fat? Why? Like, how does that happen? Here's the thing. As we get older, at least in the Western culture that we live in the United States and Canada and places like that, where the lifestyle that most people lead is that of work being the center of your day-to-day. Working, commuting to work, going home, eating, watching TV, going to sleep. That's kind of the standard lifestyle that people in Western culture live. What ends up happening is that when you're young and you're a kid and you have playtime and you're running around with your friends and whatnot, your lifestyle is very active. You're much more active, right? So as you get older and you get into the workforce and you start a career, most of the work we do these days is on a computer. It doesn't really matter what your job is. A lot of your work is done on a computer, whether that's email, whether that's designing programs, communicating with employees, whatever it may be. A lot of work is done on your computer and your phone, which means you are sedentary, okay? It means you're not doing a whole lot of movement. You're just glued to a screen a lot of the time. And so as we go from being a young, active youth to an older, more sedentary adult who's in the career and in his day-to-day life or her day-to-day life, you're driving to work, you're sitting down, then you're coming home and you're sitting down and you're watching TV and all this stuff. Your lifestyle goes from pretty active to pretty sedentary. Accompanying with that, so along with that sedentary lifestyle and that movement to a more sedentary lifestyle, you start to lose control over what you eat, okay? What I mean by that is your priorities start to shift. Okay, your priorities shift to making more money, starting a family, buying a house, paying bills, a lot of things, right? I'm not here to argue whether that's right or wrong. What I'm here to tell you is that when you're not focused on what you're putting in your body and you're focused more on what do you got to do at work today, or how do you manage stress, or how you dealing with the lack of sleep that you're getting, or maybe you get married and maybe you're not happy in your marriage and you start to overeat because you're stressed out. You're not focused on your nutrition, you're focused on just getting through life, right? You're just focused on survival. But the problem is, as you go through years of this new way of living, right? Because you were a kid, you were active, or you were in college and you felt like you could eat whatever you wanted because you were active, right? Then you get into this life where you're not very active, maybe you're more stressed, you have a lot of responsibilities, you have kids, you have all this stuff going on. Food now becomes simply a comfort. right? It's simply a comfort that you reach out for in times of high stress. And all of a sudden, your caloric intake, the amount of food you're taking in, starts to rapidly increase year to year. Because honestly, like, you get comfortable, right? You start to feel like, this is my new routine, I eat, I do this, and everything starts to be kind of focused around food, right? Work meetings have food, work conferences, parties with all the new friends you're making in adult life, kids' birthday parties, like, everything's got food. And so food becomes like just this comfort thing. And so you combine that, so you combine eating a lot more with moving a lot less, and year after year you start to gain weight because your caloric balance is thrown way out of whack. You're not getting as much activity and you're eating more food, so the weight starts to pack on. And at first it might not be noticeable, but then 10 years goes by and you're like, wow, I've added 5 pounds a year. I'm 50 pounds overweight now. And you wonder how this happened. I used to be in shape. I used to be an athlete. I used to have a flat stomach and I used to feel really good when I wake up, and now I feel like death. Now I don't feel happy when I look in the mirror. I don't know what the hell happened, but it's just because you got caught up in a different game. You got caught up in the game of life, basically, right? And life doesn't have to work that way though. Like, we have this false sense of what life should really be like. We think it's all about making money. We think it's all about chasing after the latest and greatest, keeping up with the Joneses, making moves at work. And some of those things are cool, right? Like, making moves in your career is cool. Celebrating birthday parties with your kids is really cool. Having pizza from time to time and going on date nights and drinks and stuff like that is totally cool. Problem is, we've let it get out of hand. We just have this abundance of food everywhere we go, and we have this focus on such a sedentary lifestyle. Like, how can we make moves? How can we grind in front of the computer? How can we sit in our car and commute to our jobs? How can we just do all this and just be so sedentary, but then we have all this food everywhere we go? Like, everywhere. I'm sitting here in a parking lot doing this video, and I've counted 6 different restaurants right in this little circle. So right now, if I was any kind of way sort of hungry, I could just walk a few steps down the road here and I would get 1,000 calories super easy. That's why we're fat. It's very simple. It's just an abundance of food and a sedentary lifestyle all mashed together, and over time we gain weight because we're caught up in a pattern of stressed out, find comfort in food, eat, go back to my sedentary lifestyle, and repeat. And it just happens to be this way of living that pretty much, I mean, everywhere I look, people look to be overweight because everybody's caught up in the same game. So we have to change the game. And it starts with recognizing why things are the way they are and starting to pinpoint little things that we can do, little habits, little routines we can do to start to shift and start to get back to a place where you're healthy and you're taking care of yourself and you're taking care of the things that you need to take care of in your life, of course, with your career, your family, and all that stuff, but you're doing it in a way that allows you to be healthy and in shape, so you can live a long time. Because what's the point of chasing all this stuff, this career, this new house, and all this stuff if you can't be healthy long enough to really enjoy it or pass it along to your family because you have health issues and everything gets disrupted because of unexpected health things that pop up. Quick YouTube video for you today. I appreciate you watching. It's my 2 cents on why we are fat, and honestly, if you want to start shifting to a unfat lifestyle, focus on 2 things. 1, controlling how much you eat, right? Starting getting control over the portions that you take in, the calories that you take in. Start just monitoring that and slowly chipping away at unnecessary calories. And then the second thing is start to use these calories, like go move, right? Go for a walk every day. Go work out a few times a week. Get up and do something. Move your body, expend those calories, burn those calories, because that's gonna help you shift back to a place where you feel really good. That's it. Hopefully this video helped. Quick one for you. Subscribe to the channel and let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. That's it from me. Peace out.